2018 marks the 50th anniversary of the East Asia Regional Council of Schools. Much has happened in the 50 years since the birth of EARCOS, but one thing is certain. EARCOS has grown from a small regional association to one of the premier promoters and providers of professional development in the world today. The first effort toward forming a regional organization in East Asia took place in 1958 in Baguio in the Philippines, attended by 11 schools, 8 of which are current members of EARCOS. These schools agreed on the need for greater collaboration in the areas of curriculum, accreditation, and cooperation.
Happy 50th birthday, EARCOS. Back in 1968, the international school world was in the fledgling stages, with many dedicated educators, yes, but very much on their own with very little outside assistance. And then EARCOS jumped into the breach to play a pivotal role in leading international schools in East Asia out of the wilderness, so to speak, with a full array of support ranging from staff and curriculum development to educational technology use, to leadership training, and on and on. You have been at the forefront of professionalizing international education, so hearty congratulations for your leadership and unquestionable contribution to the education of tens of thousands of children. However, no resting on your laurels. Yours is a never-ending task, so do your push-ups, EARCOS members, and gear up for the next 50 years.
As the number of international schools increased in the period following 1958, so did the drive toward a more formal relationship. At a regional workshop held in 1968 at the American School in Japan, an agreement to establish a conference for administrators was signed by 19 schools, and thus EARCOS was born. The first EARCOS conference was held in November 1969 at Hong Kong International School. A constitution was adopted and the mission articulated. An office was established in Broomfield, Colorado, where it would remain for the next 2 decades.
Okay, it's 1972 and EARCOS is already 4 years old. That was the year that the International School of Manila hosted the conference at the Intercon Hotel. Madeline Hunter was the featured speaker at that conference and of course just did an absolute wonderful job. There were many activities that were really unique to this conference being held for the first time in Manila. One included all the delegates being transported by jeepney up to the Polo Club for the annual gala event. Also featured at this particular conference was a welcome speech by a very supportive local mayor, Maceo Yabit. And he did a fabulous job of introducing us to a city, a suburb of Manila, and a city that at the time was undergoing some real turmoil. In fact, martial law had been already declared, and there was a curfew that had been imposed, and there were lots of other security events that were taking place that caused people some concern. So anyway, the conference is scheduled, it's ready to take place. 5 days before the opening of the conference, there was a gang shootout in the lobby of the Intercon Hotel. Sadly, 5 people were killed. There was some real concern as to whether they had to close the hotel or not. And of course, we were there ready to open the EARCOS conference for that 1972 event. The conference did take place, even though people who, when they were registering for the hotel, had to pass by a big splotch of blood that was still on the carpet, hadn't been cleaned up yet. The mayor did show up for his welcome address, just did an absolute fabulous job, and the conference went on, and it was certainly one of the more memorable EARCOS conferences that had taken place to that date. There's more to come on this story, and I'll tell that in the next anecdotal opportunity.
To meet the needs of teachers in EARCOS member schools, 4 regional sub-organizations were set up: the Korean Council of Overseas Schools, or KORKOS, the Central East Asia Regional Council of Schools, CERCOS, the Japan Council of International Schools, JCIS, and the Southeast Asian Teachers and Counselors Conference, SEATCO. Eventually, between 1998 and 2001, the activities of both CERCOS and SEATCO were merged under the EARCOS umbrella.
G'day, so we're here to celebrate the 50th birthday of EARCOS, a magnificent 50 years, made even more astounding by the fact that Dick Kreitzer has been with EARCOS for some 67 years. Amazing, I know. When I think back to my involvement with EARCOS, it's about 25 years old. I remember being a young English teacher, slim, with hair, turning up at an EARCOS teachers conference. In fact, I thought it was called SEATCO back then. But from the very first moments I became involved with EARCOS, what impressed me so much was how welcoming, caring and supportive the organization has always been, how professional, how well run, and how the organization uses the income generated from members so carefully. Perhaps what people don't realize about EARCOS is also how adaptable it is. The international education landscape today differs a great deal from what it was like 50 years ago or even 20 years ago. The number of schools has grown exponentially, and EARCOS has been able to adapt and grow with it, maintaining and even enhancing the same professionalism and duty of care to our schools. So I'm proud to be a member school of EARCOS, and I'm proud to be on the board of EARCOS. Well done, EARCOS. Happy birthday, and thank you, Dick, for your leadership.
The decade of the 1980s witnessed a sharp rise in EARCOS membership from 48 schools in 1981 to 64 schools in 1988. 1990 saw the appointment of Dr. Fred Breve as Executive Secretary of the organization, and in 1991, the office was moved to Falls Church, Virginia.
Congratulations, EARCOS, on 50 years of service to the region. I'm Joe Stucker, and my first EARCOS conference was in 1983. During the 23 years I've spent in the region, EARCOS grew in size and greatly expanded its workshops, conferences, and other activities that supported the needs of teachers, students, board members, and administrators. Thanks to all EARCOS boards and to Dr. K for providing these valuable services in support of quality education for students in the region.
In 1996, Richard Kreitzer, affectionately known to all as Dr. K, was appointed Executive Director and established the EARCOS office within the region at the International School of Kuala Lumpur. Due to various problems with work permits, permission to operate, and other obstacles in KL, and at the invitation of Dick Robbins and Father Gabriel Demanche, the office was moved to the campus of Brent International School at Subic Bay, the Philippines. Sherry Kreitzer became the first new staff hired in the EARCOS office in 1997, followed by Vitz Baltero in 1998 and Elaine Repeticoto in 1999. In 2002, the office moved to its current location on the Brent Manila campus in Mamplasan, Binyan, Laguna. The EARCOS staff currently numbers 9.
Happy birthday, EARCOS. You're the same age as I am. Well, maybe a little bit younger, but I've been in EARCOS now for almost 20 years. I think my first conference was this place called Kota Kinabalu, which I had no idea where it was. And I remember back then I was Shanghai American School, and I had to share a room with Dan Young. Mike Williams was next door. And I just remember being overwhelmed by the people and the sheer knowledge and camaraderie that EARCOS has now come to mean to me and for me. You know, a lot of great people have passed through this organization as principals, as curriculum people, as heads of schools, and now we've incorporated board members in this. And it really has grown, I think, to be one of the premier organizations in the world, bringing us all together in support of student learning and of making ourselves better educators. So it's been a pleasure to be a member of the organization. Dick, it's been great having him as a guide and mentor, and the EARCOS board has also done great things over the years. So happy birthday, EARCOS.
During the first decade of the new millennium, EARCOS was fortunate to be led by several outstanding presidents in the persons of Mark Ulfers, Taipei American School, Dr. Peter Cooper, American School in Japan, Harlan Liso, Seoul Foreign School, and Tim Carr, the American School in Japan.
A half-century of serving schools in East Asia. As impressive as that is, it's the quality of the service that EARCOS provides that is even more significant. In the early days, EARCOS enabled the widely disparate schools in the region to connect with each other. From admittedly humble beginnings, I've been thrilled to see EARCOS develop into what I believe is the world's preeminent regional educational organization. I think this is my 33rd EARCOS Leadership Conference. I've had the good fortune to serve on the EARCOS board for 14 years and saw firsthand the growth and development of an increasing number of services to member schools, the breadth and quality of which are likely not matched anywhere. I'm really proud to have been a part of this remarkable organization and have every confidence that a vibrant and visionary EARCOS will continue to serve an ever-growing number of member schools in the years to come. Special thanks to the remarkable team in the EARCOS office that has worked so effectively over the years. Here's to EARCOS in the next 50 years.
In 2004, Dick and Sherry Kreitzar announced their retirement. That year, the board appointed Robert Sills as executive director with his wife Linda as associate director. The handover took place in 2005. However, Bob died unexpectedly toward the end of 2006. Linda then steered the organization for a year until Dick Kay returned to the helm.
Greetings from South Korea. This is Dr. Tom Pinlan, head of Daejeon Christian International School and founder of Gyeonggi Suwon International School, both EARCOS schools here in South Korea. I just wanted to add my congratulations to the 50th anniversary of EARCOS. Having worked in EARCOS for more than 20 years here in Korea and 10 years in Malaysia, it's been a wonderful ride and experience here in Asia, knowing EARCOS had my back all the way as head of school. They deliver so much value for our membership and so much for the education of international students throughout Asia. I'm so grateful that our schools have been long-term members of EARCOS, and we look forward going into the next 50 years with great anticipation of all that will happen in international education in East Asia and for the leadership EARCOS will provide to all of us. Thank you.
In 2009, Bill Oldred, former administrator at Shanghai American School, and Brent Manila joined the EARCOS team as assistant director.
On behalf of Kaohsiung American School, we want to congratulate EARCOS as you celebrate your 50th anniversary. In 1988, I actually made a presentation for EARCOS in Bangkok, and I thought it was a wonderful organization. But in the last 10 years, I've been a part of EARCOS, and a wonderful organization isn't powerful enough. You're an absolute incredible organization that's provided professional development for faculty, administrators, and work with students in a way that I've never seen done before. You've made a difference in the lives of a lot of young people. So thanks a lot, and we wish you the best in the future.
EARCOS continues to grow at a healthy pace and continues to persevere in its mission to meet the professional development needs of its member schools. Today, EARCOS boasts 165 member schools with over 20,000 teachers and administrators serving nearly 140,000 students.
I spent 23 years in EARCOS and always found it to be a very professional organization. I spent 6 years as the secretary on the EARCOS board and always enjoyed the camaraderie of the board meetings and the way we work together to provide the best for the students and the teachers in the EARCOS region. Thank you very much, EARCOS, for all you've done for this region.
We wish EARCOS and its newly appointed next executive director, Dr. Ed Green, all the best for its next 50 years.
Congratulations, EARCOS. Congratulations, Dick. One of the things I miss since I stopped being the head of the school is the meetings at the EARCOS, and especially meeting Dick. But I always thought that he treated us, the sisters, and Seizen very especially. But I think he's a person who makes everybody feel special. So we're going to miss you around this area of Asia, East Asia. Congratulations on all the years you have worked.
I am delighted to be able to wish EARCOS a very happy 50th birthday and to wish Dr. Kaiser a very happy and fulfilled retirement. It is no mean feat to be one of the longest serving international school boards chairs in the region, and I'm honored to share that I have been at ISS International School for over 25 years. This is in part very much due to the support that I have received over the years, especially from Dr. Kaiser, who has been dedicated and relentless to the causes of international schools, regardless of the size of the school. A personal thank you, Dr. Kaiser, for your belief and support of ISS. Enjoy your retirement with your family, and once again, happy birthday, EARCOS.
Congratulations to the East Asia Regional Council of Schools on a wonderful and successful 50 years of service to education in East Asia.
Happy birthday, EARCOS. I really believe this is an organization that has something for everyone and continues to grow and adapt in keeping with changes in our international education world. Here's to a great celebration, a reflection of what we have achieved so far, and a chance to plan for the future.